Hey, good evening and welcome. I hope you're all doing really, really well as always. Let's check out what's happening today. Right, first of all, it's National Film Score Day. It's also National Tweed Day, National Chocolate Mousse Day, National Find the Rainbow Day, Ramadan starts today, and also it's World Party Day today. And I want to have a little party for my wonderful, wonderful patrons.
Shh! I'm hunting fuzz petals. I think I hear one coming.
And there's the flame, so we can see now it is quite a bright orange flame.
Tonight, we will be exploring the boss ML2.
There we go. A big thank you to all my wonderful patrons. And we've got so many of my good friends in. Here's Johnny from the Budget Guitar Show. We got Fred Hustler, Ian's Guitar Shack, Bam Marthy. We got Daz Ironworker. Wow, we got a load of my wonderful patrons in. We have also got Boo Ninja and Ben Coombs, who will be going live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard tonight. So check him out if you can. We've got Ra. Hey Ra, how you doing? We got Grumpy Mike. Hey brother. Got Tall Thin Kev. Unlike No Spark. We've got BC Rich 581. Gear Junkie 35, my wonderful buddy Jake Leigh Guitar. Check out his channel, he is so good. Also, check out The Lamb. He's in tonight and he's brilliant. Sean Hockey, hey bro, really good to see you in. Let me see, Keith H. Dennis, hey Dennis, I hope you're well. Let me see who else. William De Silva, great to see you, brother. Peter is in. Hey, Peter. Scott Guitars. Hey, Dan. I hope you're well. CJ. Oh, I'm so delighted you're in, mate. Really, really delighted. The Game Dane. Wow. Awesome. All my wonderful friends are in, and Eastern Ray as well. Hey, bro, great to see you. So, big question tonight, is punk dead? Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Right, I have 2 videos, one on punk, one on, oh, my brain. One also on the loss of John Bonham, and also we have a guitar from Gear Street. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter show tonight, guys, because we're going away on holiday tomorrow and we've got to get up early. So I'm going to do probably a half an hour. So let's make the most of our half an hour. Having said that, it's typical. I'll probably end up doing an hour. Anyway, let me play you the first video and let's go and find out what is happening to punk.
Punk rock isn't dead, you just don't recognize it. Why does it feel like punk has always been confined to a few short windows of popularity? When you think of punk, it is so easy to pinpoint the Clash, the Ramones, or the Sex Pistols as the clear definitive acts of the genre. After that, almost any other band can be met with a chorus of "they're not punk." Oh, they're grunge, they're metal, they're math rock, they're pop, they're ska. I could go on and on about these sub-genre and ecological cladogram arguments that are pointless exercises. For a genre with such a rich history and thriving culture, why does it hate itself so much? While metal isn't a perfect analogy, it is a good example of a genre that has learned not to gatekeep nearly as much as it used to. Death metal is wildly different from power metal, which is wildly different from thrash, and everyone accepts that as the truth. Punk is no different, with a diverse family tree of bands, movements, and geographic footprints. Yet the community that I call my own continues to waste so much time trying to keep bands out of their bubble. The Sex Pistols were a boy band, the Ramones were singing love songs. The Clash was arguably the most anti-authoritarian band of them all, but they were basically inventing alternative rock in real time. Punk has never had a definite form, function, or shape. That's the beauty of it. I think a lot of the reason for this amorphous and divisive body of work is because of punk's association with youth and immaturity. Metal, blues, and rock all have their own young, wild, and free celebrities too. But these brands are often lavished with praise for growing up, maturing, or exploring new sonic territory. When a punk band matures, they are dubbed a sellout, or relegated to pop punk. The truth is that punk rock has never died, petered out, or gone away. Its biggest acts are just often classified in non-punk genres. Nirvana is 100% a punk band, even though they are duly credited for starting the grunge movement. But they have more in common with the Clash or Black Flag musically than they do with Pearl Jam or Soundgarden. Green Day, Blink-182, and The Offspring all achieved massive mainstream success under the pop-punk moniker. But make no mistake, they are fully fledged punk bands that got their start the same way the Ramones did, by playing any and everywhere they could within the local scenes. Rage Against the Machine is another amazing example of a band that is 100% punk in terms of their delivery, message, and attitude. But people struggle to classify them as a branch on the punk music family tree. Why? Punk, hip-hop, hard rock, whatever they are the evolution of the Clash or Black Flag in real time. Punk rock simply evolved into a much more ill-defined genre than other major rock-based movements. And more importantly, the DIY and careless personalities of punk don't share the same love for documenting and transcribing history the way many in metal and rock have devoted themselves to categorizing and classifying genre history. This is best exhibited by more modern punk bands, including the genre-bending work of Fiddler, Destroy Boys, The Regrets, The Chats, Fontaines DC, and Chubby and the Gang. Pop, funk, blues, psychedelic, rockabilly, and surf styles have all been embraced by this new wave of punk and garage bands. Diffusion of new styles and approaches is a key principle of punk music, considering that each new generation is not just trying to copy what the previous one did. So no, punk has never died, gone away, or become less popular. It is just far more shapeless than many of its peers, which is arguably its greatest asset in the 21st century. So what do you think about punk? Is it still flourishing, or has it had its day? Whatever we think, punk, like rock music, will never die until those of us who support it die out too, and that's hopefully not gonna happen for a few more years just yet.
Yeah, so punk isn't dead, guys. Of course it's not. And all the time Johnny is around, it'll never die. Grumpy Mike, thank you so much, brother. Let me give you one of these. My brother says, for the tone jar, and why not enjoy your holiday? Maybe next year you can take a vacation. Cheers. Thank you, bro. I really, really appreciate it. Never courted, but always appreciated. Thanks, brother. Awesome. So we have a lot of people saying punk hasn't died. It's just it's a different kettle of fish. There are so many new punk bands, and I love that Punk Factory. I don't know if you've seen it, but that was behind that video, and it really is very, very cool. Adam D says Blink-182 is hands down one of the best bands ever to grace a stage. Wow. Ben Mosey said punk isn't dead, they just become adults. Love it, love it. Okie dokie. Let me see what else I have missed. Budget Guitar Show. Johnny says Sex Pistols were formed before Malcolm McLaren came on board to manage. Oh wow, he just found Johnny Rotten for them. I didn't know that. They were not manufactured. They're also not really a boy band, but the article that I was reading said they were. But there we go. Original punk, Iggy and the Stooges, now advertising insurance. Oh my God. Yeah, see what I mean? Like Van Mosley said, they all grow up. Johnny Rotten now advertising Country Life butter. Exactly. Ian's Guitar Shack says Generation X agrees. Budget Guitar Show. Punk is alive as ever. Just go to any indie show at a community centre. I love it. Sugar Matt. Hey, CGS, if there's a grumpy Mike, does that make you fasty, Mike? You know it, mate. You know it, Matt. BC Rich 581 said, let's not forget all the awesome proto-punk groups, Iggy and the Stooges, MC5 and Velvet Underground. Wow. Awesome. Sean Hockey says, punk is still alive and well. Just the rainbow hair kind of faded a bit. Yeah, love it. Jake Lee loves them as well. Punk Rock Factory are amazing. They're really, really good. Let me see what else is out there. Grumpy Mike says punk just got way too overproduced. It's just not the same. I would agree to that extent, mate. Definitely. Baron Rogers, hey bro, he says, my stance is that when music becomes disingenuous when marketed, it loses the charm. That's a really, really good point. What else have we got? Savvy Symbiont says, when Punk arrived in California, no effects bared the torch well. Well, there you go. Awesome. Wow. I love the stiff little fingers. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. So we've got a lot of Punk fans in tonight, which is great. Let me see what else I am missing. Hey, Mike Hughes. Good to see you. Oh, wow. Jake Leigh might never have picked up a guitar if it wasn't for Tom DeLonge. Wow. Right. Awesome. There's so many comments. Oh, Dennis met Johnny. I think Johnny, as in here's Johnny, knows John Lydon pretty well. He says, also, American punk is different to UK punk, so neither should be compared. Yeah, I like that. Some say Idols are punk. What was Johnny like? Well, there we go. Let's see if here's Johnny will let us know. Oh, right. Pronounce DeLong. I'm sorry. My speech is not great at the moment, but there we are. Thank you, Adam D, for correcting me there, mate. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Right, so we have a couple of other videos. It's entirely up to you which one you want to see first, whether you would like to see a guitar from Gear Street or whether you would like to see the little John Bonham video. It's up to you. I will go with whatever comes first. Yeah, totally. Got to show a little love for Black Flag and Butthole Surfers. Well, if you watch the old Top of the Pops, see what punk bands are playing. Ooh. Here we go. John Lydon can be arrogant, overbearing, a loudmouth, or he can be your best pal in the world. Depends which day you catch him on. Okay, the Lamb has said Bonham, so the Lamb will get what he wants. Here we go.
Led Zeppelin's frontman Robert Plant has reflected on his friendship with bandmate John Bonham, whose sudden death broke up the British rock band. The 8-time Grammy Award-winning singer, who lives in Worcestershire, remembered first meeting Bonham at the age of 16, who approached him after performing with a local band in 1965. Appearing on BBC Radio 4's Desert Island Discs, Plant said, "He was big, he had this way about him, and he said, 'Look, you're going somewhere really special, but you will never get there without me,' and he was right. John and I walked a million miles together." The Black Country-born lead singer, who lives near Kidderminster, said he was intimidated when guitarist Jimmy Page recruited him and drummer Bonham to join bass player John Paul Jones in the rock band Led Zeppelin. "I knew when Led Zeppelin began, John Bonham and I were coming from the Black Country. We were big fish there, but we were suddenly alongside John Paul Jones and Jimmy Page, who were really seriously accomplished, far more mature and pretty well versed in all the different elements of melody and construction and stuff like that, so it was kind of daunting in a way. Although I really wanted to be around excellence, when I came head to head with it I was really kind of intimidated." Speaking about his first rehearsal with the band, Plant added, "We just kicked off with a piece in a small room and it was just overwhelming. It was like all the doors and windows in the House of Cards were open, we just blew right through the walls of the cellar and right through the world." While on tour in America with the band in 1977, Plant discovered his 5-year-old son Carrick had died after contracting a stomach virus. Talking about bandmate Bonham's kindness in helping him to grieve, Plant said, "I came back, gathered what was left of the shards of the family and tried to put it together. I didn't really want to do anything after that. But time is time, momentum, encouragement, and kindness from everybody, especially John Bonham. He and his wife were really good for me and Maureen." In 1980, Bonham died of alcohol poisoning, at the age of 32. Plant said, "I drove down with him on the day of the rehearsal and I drove back without him. He was an incredible character and so encouraging for me despite the fact he was always taking the mickey out of me, and I loved him desperately. We really were kids and we grew up not having a clue about anything at all, just the two of us, loud, confident and mostly wrong, and it was really good. We covered most of the squares on the board as time went by. I do miss him. Plant added that it was absolutely inevitable that the band broke up following the news. For days and weeks I never got anywhere close to listening to the past, and then suddenly I turned a corner, and in the middle of it all I found myself absolutely glued to a piece of music that I was partly responsible for, and I am absolutely beside myself with pride at being able to be amongst that huge mind bomb that was the creativity of the group, he added. Are you a Led Zeppelin fan, and what did you think about the death of John Bonham? Should the band have carried on without him like Queen did with Paul Rodgers and latterly, Adam Lambert? Or was Bonzo simply the heart and soul of the band, and totally irreplaceable? Let me know your thoughts on this massive loss, and how Robert Plant and the Zeps dealt with it.
Yeah, so what do you think? Obviously, we have another band to talk about which lost its drummer very, very recently. And I think there is a parallel between these two bands. Robert Plant was obviously really, really gutted when they lost Bonzo, and it kind of stops right there. They have done a couple of gigs with Jason Bonham on drums, but yeah, when you lose somebody that much a part of a band, it's really difficult. I'm just looking at your comments. I think we're still talking punk. I love the Velvet Underground, New York Dolls, Ramones, Black Flag, but all are greatly different to the Pistols, Clash, and the Damned. Yeah, definitely. The Clash was so much more than just punk. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Right, Jeff Rock says, sad loss. They did the right thing putting the band to rest. Yeah. And Pooh Ninja says, John was the heartbeat of the band. And he certainly was. And drummers really do. Oh my goodness. Look how red in the face I am. Wow, it's warm. Lamb says, my grandfather was friends with Robert Plant, went to his house a couple of times as a kid. Wow, how cool. Hey, Trevor, enjoy your tea. You're not that late, mate. Here we go. Seminal bands really cannot plug and play their major players. No, neither, I think you meant, should they try to. Imagine someone other than Bonham or Pert being behind the drums for Zeppelin or Rush. It's a good point, but ask this question. Will the Foo Fighters go on without Taylor Hawkins? That's a question. Trevor Locke says, ABBA, the best punk band out there. Oh, we're still on punk. Okay. Bad Mosley says, I can't get into any arguments over categorizing music by genre. What difference does it make if some is pop punk or UK or US punk or prog punk, jazz, blues, fusion, metal? You either like it or you don't. That's a good point. Nobody has ever done bass drum like Bonham. Absolutely. So many bands are greater than the sum of their parts. Absolutely. The Eagles have done it. There we go. Oh, wow. The Stones sound quite different without Charlie Watts behind the kit. And of course, another drummer we lost recently. Wow. Dave Grohl could always go back to drums. Yeah, but it wouldn't really be a front man then, would he? Who could fit Taylor Hawkins' shoes? Maybe a player like Travis Barker, but I'm still a little skeptical. Yeah, I agree. CGS, the Foos will continue as most of the albums are played by Grohl anyway. Yeah, I'm aware of that. But he was so friendly and close with Taylor. You know, Nirvana closed down when they lost Kurt, and it wouldn't surprise me if Dave Grohl starts something new, but we'll see. Hey Glenn, good to see you, Glenn Bailey. Don't worry about being late, my friend. Bam Mozzie says the Foo Fighters will continue as the Foo Fighters, but can't replace Dave Grohl. Well, thankfully, they don't have to just yet. Mike Hughes says they're Kennedys. Nice. Jeff Rock says, I think they might ask Rufus Taylor to sit in. Oh, yeah, Phil Collins. I feel so bad for him. He's got a condition at the moment that makes him very weak and he can't play the drums, which is really, really sad. There's many up-and-coming youngsters that can do the job. Phil Collins' son absolutely smashed the last Genesis tour. Well, I'm really pleased he did. And, of course, we still have Phil on vocals. But I think that was their last time out. Haha, Trevor, good idea. Just change the name to the Dave Grohl Band. Dave has a ton of side projects like Probot with Lemmy and 7 or 8 others that I can't recall. Well, I don't think Lemmy's going to be playing with him in the near future. Yeah, Phil Collins was and is a brilliant drummer. Totally. Bands change. It can be a creative change. Cobain was Nirvana, like Steve Harris is Maiden. Well, I would say Steve, Bruce, and Dave Murray, for me, are Maiden. But yeah, Steve Harris obviously started Maiden, and he's the longest standing member, of course. But I agree. Right. Oh, what's this? I think that's a comment for someone else. And Sean Hockey saying hello to Trevor Locke. Oh my goodness. I said half an hour tonight, didn't I, folks? And we haven't even played the Gear Street video yet. Jeff Rock says, I read that Dave said if he realized they were going to last, he would have picked a better name. Oh, bless. Right, let's check out this video of a Friedman guitar from Gear Street. Okay, as always at Gear Street, there's no way that I could come here and not play a Friedman guitar. So I've chosen this one this time, and like most Friedmans, this is a Relict Gold Top, and very simple, just 2 tone and volume and a 3-way switch, standard pickups. It's got the usual Friedman really nice cutaway. This one just happens to be a set neck as well. So really nice. It's got locking tuners, and as you can see, the one thing I like about Relic guitars is the fact that it feels really nicely played in. I do feel it's a bit of a shame to do that to the finish of the guitar. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think about Relics, because as you probably know, I'm not the biggest fan. However, we are going to check this guitar out. I'm going to do the average guitar player demo of it, and as always, I'll let you know what I think about it and how it feels to play towards the end of the video, and then I'll let you guys do the review in the comment section. So let's go and have a listen to the tones of this guitar. So there they are. I hope you enjoyed the tones. I hope as an average guitar player, I gave you a good feel for how most people will play this guitar. So what's it like to play? Well, let me tell you something first. I love this flute. I think that that's a really, really nice touch because you can automatically get your hand right down there for the cowboy chords really, really quickly. The neck is not super thick and chunky, but it's thick enough to get your hands round, and for a player like me who prefers to have a slightly thicker neck, it's just enough. It's just enough wood. I do think that extra wood and extra girth on the neck makes for a more pleasing tone. I'm not a big believer in tone wood, but I do think that thickness of the neck does make a big difference. However, these pickups are super, super nice, in my opinion, and I think they inspired me to play this guitar really well. And yeah, I would certainly recommend a Friedman guitar to anybody because I don't think I've ever picked up a Friedman that I haven't got on with. The dot inlays are really nice. Say dot inlays, they're dots at the top that you follow as a player, but obviously they've got these little square inlays. The fingerboard, it's a bit sad, isn't it, to see such wear on the fingerboard, but again, the frets are beautifully polished, the fret ends are lovely, and there's no sharp bits on the end of the frets, so it was really nice and easy to play. I'm guessing, because I haven't got the specification, but this feels, looks and sounds like a bone nut. And of course, it's got the standard traditional ABR style bridge that you would see on a LP type guitar. But the thing I really like about this guitar is the shape. It's kind of a cross between a Les Paul, a Tele, and also the Van Halen style guitar, and I think it's a really, really nice looking instrument. Let me know, as always, what you think in the comments. What do you think of the headstock? I'm quite a fan of that shape of headstock, and also I think these nice white tuners look good on the black headstock. As always, I just do the demo and let you know how easy the guitar is to play. You do the review in the comments section down below, and I really look forward to seeing what you have to say about this guitar. Let me know and I will reply to as many as I possibly can. So there it is, the Friedman. I'll be back with the best content I can just as soon as I can, but in the meantime, as always my friends, you take good care. Yeah, so there we go. I know there are a few of you that think that Friedman guitars can be a little expensive, and they are expensive. I'm not a big fan of relic guitars, just being honest. I think that actually though, one thing I will say about every Friedman I have played, they are so beautifully set up and built, and even the relic ones have got great, really, really great fretwork on them. They are so easy to play, and that, at the end of the day, is what you pay for. Jake says it's so hard to get the headstock to look right. Trevor really doesn't like them. I understand the pricing is expensive. CGS, not like you to get carried away and go over time. Yeah, not much, not much. Don't like the look of the fretboard, but the shape and headstock looks great. I agree. They are really, really nice, those guitars. Yes, you can get them non-relict, but he never seems to take non-relict to shows, which is a shame. I like the tones coming out of it. I don't mind relics. The only thing I don't care for is the heavy relic on the neck. That's the only bit I like because it feels played in. I don't like it on the fingerboard, but I do like it on the back of the neck because it really does feel played in and like a satin finish. There we go. I'm not creative, says I don't like relics. If I buy a new guitar, it has to look new. The guitar has to earn the wear and tear. Yep. But does it smell like an old guitar? No, not at all. It smells brand new. I love the guitars, but the necks are usually a bit big for me. Yeah, I love a chunky neck, man. I really do. But I know you don't, Ben. But, you know, each their own. It really does. And also, I know you don't like the volute, but I like that because you can slide down and find the cowboy chords real quick that way. When's the Harley Pearson version coming out? I love it, Jake. How funny. So cool. Yeah, absolutely, Phil. I don't understand it on the fretboard. It is a real shame. Really is. They're superb instruments that are expensive enough without having to pay for someone to make it look like it's been beaten up for 20 years on top of that too. If it's good enough, it will earn that. There we go. When's the Chinese knockoff coming out on Friedman? Well, they already are. I will cover that in another video for you guys. William De Silva's with me. He likes a chunky neck. Now, the thing I find with a chunky neck is that I find it gives the guitar a really, really nice tone. I think if ever there is tone wood, it comes from the thickness of the neck. I'll tell you who else agrees with me on that, and that's Paul Davids. Rob Baker has a Friedman, but yes, he does. Relic Teddy, he plays a good bit, and I recall Phil McKnight has one or two. Yeah, my buddy Phil and my lovely buddy Rob Baker. Rob Baker has inspired me non-stop with his amazing playing, and he's a lovely guy. And Phil McKnight, wow, what a wonderful, beautiful person he is. I can't wait to catch up with both of those guys again. I love them dearly and really can't wait to see them. Check out their channels if you haven't. If you haven't, you're missing a lot. Hey, Janice, good to see you. Lovely to see you in. Tone comes from your fingers. Yes, indeed. When we did the test on that, it came out as 8% on wood, 25% on pickups, and the rest was all about these. Don't mention tone wood. Yeah, check out my video on tone wood. We put that one to bed for sure. Your guitar doesn't smell like cigarettes and beer. You haven't been playing enough gigs. You're absolutely right, mate. Phil is with me on the chunky necks. Makes a big difference too. Nobody mentions that. Well, I have a lot. And as I said, Paul Davids agrees with me. So there we go. And he's been round the block a few times. How about the speakers? Yeah. Tone Brian. Surely, in this day and age, with all these superb effects processors, even a cheap guitar can sound awesome. Well, there is that, and I do think that one thing is for sure, and that is my little pocket pod is a great little thing for checking out just how good guitars sound, because I take that everywhere and I do all the guitars I demo through it, and it is the great leveler because you hear the same tones. And most guitars sound okay through the pocket pod. No, unfortunately, Stefan, I didn't get to see Randy Rhoads live. That would have made my day. I really would love to have seen him play. He was amazing. And it's one of my great regrets. So there we go. Yep, you're right. Tone wood is more about acoustics than electrics. I have got a few more videos from the British Boutique Guitar Festival coming out for you very soon. And after that, I've got an amazing Cort acoustic guitar to show you. So if you're not subbed, get subbed. Glenn Bailey says, after the fingers, tone comes from the heart. That's a great little saying, my friend. CGS, we'll be catching Bonham on his UK tour. If I can, I definitely will, mate. Yeah, I haven't booked yet, but I will check that out. Thank you for asking. Pete Brown's in. Hey, Pete. You got a little shout out at the start of the video. Seems to me that the wood affects the stain more than the tone itself. Very good point. And definitely, the thicker the neck, the better the vibration, as far as I'm concerned. Here we go. Trevor Locke, CGS, made my guitar sound good with the processor. That's good enough for me. Thanks, Daz. The longer the chain, the less the wood means. Sorry, mention tone wood. Don't do it. I love it. Oh, wow. Philip Pitt says Jason Bonham is coming here this week. Awesome, man. I hope you're going to see him. I believe in tone plastics for pics. That is hilarious. I love it. Brad, hey, bro. Great to see you. What do you miss? Just about everything, bro. Just about everything. But it's great to see you in, my friend. I'm not creative, says. You don't need to go and see Jobo. If you hold up my old Les Paul, he'll find you. Yeah, he does like buying them, doesn't he, Joe Bonamassa? Yeah, a Led Zeppelin experience. Seal says, would you mind if I said a prayer for you? No, brother, I would love you to say a prayer for me. I probably need it at the moment. Oh, wow. Just bought tickets for Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. Does tone come from strings? Asking for a friend. Love it. CGS have played a Boaz. I don't know if I have. I can't remember, if I'm absolutely honest. Yeah, there we go. Nate D says, how can punk be dead? I'm still alive. I love it. I love it. Okay. Awesome stuff, guys. Wow. We've hit the 48-minute mark after I said we'd do about half an hour tonight. I'm going to get some shut-eye because we are going off on holiday tomorrow with the family. Not very far. We're just going to Norfolk. We've been there before and we love it. So we're going to take the family away next week. Thank you, Pete Brown. He says, thoughts and prayers to you, Mike, a day at a time, mate. Absolutely, absolutely. Grumpy Mike says, have a great time on your trip. Enjoy the time off. Bless you, mate. And everyone saying, have a great holiday. Well, bless you all. And I really hope that I'll be back and ready for a show next week. And hopefully not quite so red in the face and so hot. But for now, as always, my friends, it's lovely to see you. And you guys take good care.